Hey everyone, it's Mike Sugungsky here, founder of Global Career and best-selling author of Global Career, How to Work Anywhere and Travel Forever. Today I've got a really exciting topic and I'm going to be talking about things that I never actually buy. So these are going to be things that a lot of Americans normally buy, but because I've been living and working overseas for the past decade, I've really changed. I've created a minimalistic travel setup where I'm only traveling around with one backpack, and you can find some videos below. I'll link those about my minimalistic style of traveling and living. And because I've been able to have such a minimalistic mindset, it's really helped me create interesting buying habits and consumer habits that have saved me thousands and thousands of dollars. And with all this money that I save, I've been able to pour into experiences, to increasing my knowledge, and to a lifestyle that I think is much better than just having a consumer mindset. So again, I'm going to share my top things that I never buy, and we're getting started right now. So again, if you're just tuning in here, if this is the first time seeing me, I really appreciate you to consider subscribing. I'm putting out at least 2 new videos every week. And again, any new subscriber is much appreciated. I'm coming up on 100 videos and 2,000 subscribers. So I'm really excited to keep producing more content and helping my subscribers grow at the same time. So coming in at number 1 on my list of things that I never buy is cars. So over the past 10 years, I've always lived in cities where I've never needed a car. I've been in a city where there's a lot of access to public transportation. And again, because I've lived outside for the past decade, most large cities have a really good infrastructure for public transport. And if you're living in the United States, there's probably only 5 to 10 cities where you can really utilize good public transportation. Pretty much every city in Europe and overseas are going to have really solid transportation that's very affordable. And again, now I can get pretty much anywhere in the city here locally in Tbilisi, Georgia for under $1 by utilizing an Uber alternative called Bolt. So there's no need for me to have a car. Occasionally I'll rent a car if I'm really getting that itch. I've rented some really cool cars like Porsches, Ferraris, Audi R8s in the past, whenever I really get that itch. But whenever I do that, after that pretty much day of renting the car wears off, I kind of realize all the hassles between having to park the car in a busy city, having to find sustainable parking, filling it up with gas, getting it cleaned. And this doesn't even go into all the expenses between owning a car, getting the insurance, and also the maintenance that adds up over time. So again, I know not everyone can do this, especially most Americans, but I think a lot of people now are realizing that if they don't have to commute, where I'm able to just work from home, there's no real need to have a car, or maybe you can really limit the type of car you have, just get a rental whenever you really need it. And I would highly recommend people to really consider the cost here. This has saved me probably thousands and thousands of dollars over the year by not having a car, because my expense costs are so much lower. Coming in at number 2, another strange thing for most Americans is I don't have a mortgage. I actually don't have any debt. I have $0 in debt, and I don't really have any plans to get into real estate. I do think it is a good investment option for people that are actually buying a rental property that they're going to be making money from and not actually living in. Both have their pros and cons, but again, I'd much rather put my capital to something like an online business where I can get a much higher return in a much shorter time period. So this is the reason that I haven't gone down into buying a house. I've continued to rent properties. And again, this has been a much better thing. Every time I've done the math to look into buying a place, it just doesn't make sense when I can put that money elsewhere and get a lot faster and higher return. So coming in at number 3 is sugary drinks. This is something that I've never really drank, that I never really enjoyed, to be honest. Fruit juices, sodas, anything like that. I primarily stick to, tap water, filtered tap water, maybe a little bit of lemon juice, but most of the time just straight up tap water. Sometimes I'll have a coffee or tea, but the majority of times I'm drinking around 3 to 4 liters of water every day to stay hydrated and stay healthy. So I don't waste money on sugary drinks, because a lot of times they're not healthy for you. In the end of the day, they're going to just be empty calories that you're drinking. And a lot of wasted money goes into sugary drinks every day, like Coca-Cola, Pepsi. And again, even if it is 0 calories, you do need to do the research on that, because I still don't think that's a great healthy thing to be drinking every day. So coming in at number 4 is any type of item that doesn't have multiple uses. So because I'm traveling around the world with just a 40-liter backpack, anything that I add really needs to have a major benefit or really increase my lifestyle. It really needs to have multi-purpose use, and pretty much anything that I'm adding to my bag or anything that I'm acquiring is going to need to have some sort of multi-purpose use. One of the things that I like to use as an example of this is a nice iPhone. So I'm super passionate about taking photos. You can find photos at Swig Meets World on Instagram. I love taking photos. I'm filming this video now on my iPhone. I do a lot of work and other great things that I find a ton of value behind having a really nice iPhone 11 Pro. And it's one of these multi-purpose use devices that it's an expensive thing, but it's something you're going to be utilizing for 3 to 4 years until you upgrade it, and it still retains a lot of value when you can sell it. So every big purchase I have, I kind of go through and make sure it's going to check a lot of these boxes between retaining its value, having multiple uses, really improving my quality of life by making things easier, being very dependable. The worst thing you want is to be overseas and one of your cheap items breaks down and you have to end up replacing it with something take a lot more time, it's going to take a lot more energy, and at the end of the day, it's going to end up costing you probably more. The next thing is trinkets or souvenirs. Again, it kind of ties in with the iPhone example. I love taking photos, so I do have a drone. I do have a really small drone. I do have my iPhone, so I only really collect photos when I travel. I'm not looking to buy any trinkets or souvenirs. Occasionally, I'll buy something for family members around the holidays and bring it home for them. But a lot of times I enjoy putting my money into experiences. So a lot of times when I am getting gifts for somebody, it's going to be a travel gift or some type of unique experience where we're going to be able to all enjoy it together and have a memory as a photo so we can remember that forever with photos and videos. Again, that's the most lightweight present and gift you can get somebody. And then lastly is travel. I travel so much, and I think a lot of people have the misconception that I spend a ton of money on travel, which is true. I probably spend a little bit more than the average person, but around 95% of my travel is absolutely free. And this is because I'm utilizing a travel hacking strategy. And again, if you're interested in learning how to travel for free, I have a free training that I just put together, and I'll leave a link below. And that's essentially going to teach you all the travel hacking strategies that I've utilized over the past years to earn more than $150,000 in free travel. It's gotten me to places like the Maldives, over here to Tbilisi, Georgia, to India, to Europe. Anywhere you're looking to go, you can kind of utilize this strategy. And again, that's one of the things that I don't spend a lot of money on, but I get a lot of value out of, and I do a lot, is travel, because I'm booking with points, I'm booking with miles, and I'm utilizing my other creative techniques to travel for free. So if you're interested in that, I'll leave a link below in the description. And I'm curious, if you learned one thing or one interesting thing here, please consider giving this video a big thumbs up. It really helps with the algorithm and getting my videos in front of more people like yourselves who are going to learn more about minimalism and kind of building a minimalistic lifestyle. And then lastly, if you made it this far, please consider subscribing and turning on that bell notification icon to get notified about the 2 new videos I'm releasing every week. Take care and have a wonderful rest of your day.